one's body, the problem coming from other living entities, the problems coming from Devi Devatas, different kinds of problems, dear devotees. Those things are always there. One cannot one cannot proclaim to himself that these things will not be there. These things are always there. The problems from the mind, problems from the senses, or problems from the sense objects, the problems from our so-called intelligence, the problems from external living entities, the problems from the material, the material nature. Those things are always there. Problems with the calamities of the world, it's always there. But whoever comes or takes shelter of the Lord through those problems, through those difficulties, for him there is hope and scope in this world. Hope and scope of what? Hope and scope of, yes, I do. I really have problems, and this is the only way to come out of it. Now, that is the solace in one's life. So, somehow Gopi was inspired throwing the touchstone into the water, and then he comes and then he sits in front of Sanatana Goswami. And then, after sitting there, the Gopi would receive the holy names of the Lord from the spiritual master. He was elated. He took it very seriously. He followed the instructions nicely. He followed the regulations nicely. And then he chanted, he practiced the science of Krishna consciousness under his guidance. And then he perfected his life. So, dear devotees, the external things, they are there, but they do not give satisfaction. We were actually discussing about this yesterday evening, where the independence is there to us. We've been given that independence. Who doesn't have independence in this world? Everyone has independence in this world. But how that independence are we using? Based on that, our progress is. For example, if a person who's there in the jail, if his character or his code of conduct is good, then his tenure might be reduced because his code of conduct is great. Actually, not good. He's great. He is fully accepting, fully abiding those teachings to the core of his heart, because he's just following the rules and regulations which are kept in the jail. So there is a chance for him to come out of that state. Because what is he doing? He has independence, but what kind of independence is that? How is he using it? He is using it in favor of them. Likewise, when as we are in this material world, which is like a transformatory place, so like a repository place, which is really not our place. It's like a hotel. Like you go to a hotel and then you just stay for a few days there. And then again, what do? You come back to your home. Technically you are there in that hotel, but you're not part of that hotel. You're staying there for a temporary arrangement, like a temporary place. You're not fixed up there. Because if you go to your friend's place, I mean, you don't stay there forever. You have to come back to your home. It's not your, no doubt, they will, They will accommodate us, but still our home is our home. Then obviously you have to go back to your home. The time will actually put us in different situations. That time is also not in our control. It's like there are five elements, very prominent elements. It's like there are five subject matters, not elements, subject matters in the Gita. Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Kala, Karma. Five aspects. Jiva is Jiva, which is we. Ishvara is a supreme personality of Godhead. Through these five elements, everything is actually running. That means Prakriti is a material nature. She's also there. Kala, the time, she's also there. But the karma and none of the other four, that's not in our control actually. The only the karma, the action that is in our control. That means this is the only independence which is available, which is given to us. Nothing else is given to us actually. Just like through that time, we are forced to leave that place. We are forced to come out of that place. What is that place? Let's say you went to the hotel or you went to your friend's place. You after a week you have to come back. You come back to your place and then lead a life. Likewise, dear devotees, this material world is meant for men is like that. This is not our natural position or natural state. This is not our natural identity. Our natural identity is somewhere else, which is in the spiritual world, where we have eternal family, eternal everything. But to go there are some norms. Just like Sanatan Goswami, he instructed Gopi that you should throw everything. You should throw the touchstone. Because if you have that, you cannot do this. The Gopi might say, let me have both. Then Sanatan Goswami says that is not possible. Because two things cannot be matched at the same time. Only one thing can be taken. Just like I cannot stay at the hotel and also at my home at the same time. Practically, we cannot do that. If you're at the hotel, you're not at the home. If you're at the home, you're not at the hotel. That means if you are spiritual, we cannot be material, and if you are material, we cannot be spiritual. That means I cannot balance both. I cannot say that let me be material, let me be spiritual. But slowly, when we advance in the science of Krishna consciousness, we change. We change our consciousness. We try to keep ourselves completely spiritual through chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, through developing knowledge. Actually, that knowledge is not just independent knowledge, but that knowledge is a dependent knowledge. What kind of knowledge is that? Dependent. What do you mean by dependent knowledge? Dependent knowledge is called as yoga. Jnana yoga. The knowledge is jnana, but that knowledge is connected to the Lord, it becomes yoga. So when Krishna says, Maya Shakta Manapartha, Yoyam Junjum Mada Shasam Sayam Samagraham, Yatagna Shashitachrano. Krishna is telling that you cultivate asakti towards me. What is asakti? Interest. It's not the interest of the bank, but it is the interest, the favorable, really want to aspire, really want to develop that relationship. That is the interest. What is this? This is also our independence. Is it not? We have an independence to be favorable or we have an independence to be unfavorable. We can accept or we can also reject. We can take or we cannot take. Just like Gopi, he can either follow the instructions of Sanatana Goswami, he cannot follow the instructions of Sanatana Goswami. That independence is there. But if you actually see, through that acceptance and rejectance, that is where his progress is. This is called as karma. Please understand this. Very important. That jiva is dependent on the Ishvara. The jiva is actually dependent. That means the jiva cannot be independent of karma or prakriti. But the jiva is what? The last activity is what? The karma. This karma, jiva is actually this is the place jiva is being given that free will. When he selects that independence, then what happens? His vision or his purview in this world will be increased. Please understand this. Srila Prabhupada, the pure devotees, they give their independence to the Lord. They give their independence to the Lord. So when that happens, dear, the karma, because what is he doing? He's not doing a karma which is just a karma, which is just say there are different levels, there are different grades of karma. Karma means the action. But when the action is done for the, you know, in relationship with Krishna, that's the real action actually. When that action is done in that relationship, in that relation with the Lord, which is favorable to the Lord, then what happens? Then the last thing which is there, karma, that karma will actually uplift us. Because what is happening here, Gopi is actually following the teachings to the core of his heart. We see all the Vaishnava acharyas doing that. And then through that doing, they are depending on the mercy. They're waiting for that mercy. That means you're doing which is favorable and then you need to wait. Because we don't know through which way we get mercy. Because for that also we are dependent. One cannot demand mercy. One has to wait for mercy. To wait for mercy, one should follow this. That means one should give one's independence to them. Just like the material nature forces us, we'll take the same example. At the hotel, you stay only for a week. After that, they will kick us off because we cannot stay more than that. Because that's what our business is. We have to go there, have to stay for a week, again come back. That means we cannot stay there. Likewise, this material world is like that. One might go to heavenly planet sometime, one might go to hellish planet sometime. He doesn't stay there always. He has to come. He has to move to his next step, what he was supposed to do. Either he might get a human form of life or this life, that life, so many other animalistic lives. That's okay, but that will not stay like that. That means if a person has problems, that problems will not stay like that forever. That will change. His vision, his vision doesn't go away. It changes. So this is a clear indication for us. For example, if a person is really suffering, he should understand that this suffering is also not permanent. He's really suffering. He's really worried what's going to happen to me. He's really worried. Uh, this is a calamity in my life. What should I do? He might take opinions, but what is happening is those opinions also, through taking of those opinions, he can either accept that opinions or he can, omit that opinion, because that free will is being given. For example, we might hear the signs of Krishna consciousness, but at the end, what we do is what matters. How we are doing, what kind of life we want to have, what kind of life we want to aspire, that depends on us. Just like if a person goes to a restaurant and then he would see the menu, he goes and then he would see the menu, and then he says, "Oh, we have this, we have that. Uh, there is this, uh, the vegetable rice or whatever, or there is a soup, or there are some noodles." So he would go and then he would see, he would select. I want this, I want this, I want that. So based on that, the waiter would bring that order, and then he would consume it, right? So he has those choices because that independence, he has that independence. And then he says, let's say he orders some noodles or whatever it is. But he heard it before that this is not good for him. A doctor told him, no, no, you shouldn't eat outside, or you shouldn't, because that's not good for your health or something like that. This is what doctor told him. But what is this person doing? This person is not following his instructions. What is he doing? He is actually doing what he was supposed to do. What he really wants, he doesn't want that to be done. So what happens? He simply ignores. But the progress of the sadhaka comes how he's accepting those things. Just like Gopi, he was not ignoring dear devotees. He was not ignoring the words of Sanatana Goswami. After seeing that, after hearing from him, after knowing that this is what I should do, this is what I should aspire, he simply did it. He simply did it. So this we need to know. What is he doing? He is actually selecting those choices because that is only in one's control. There's nothing else. Because Lord, through his love, affection to all of us, he gives that independence. Just like a person who is not in the jail, his independence is more than the person who is in the jail. Is it not? The person in the jail, he cannot change his rooms, or the person who's in the jail, he cannot like put like big bed. He cannot put like a big television, or he cannot change the way how his room is kept. He cannot do that. Why he cannot do that? Because he doesn't have that independence. But a person who is not in the jail, oh, he can go purchase a big home. He can, put sofa, dining tables, and can do a lot of arrangements. You can have a nice kitchen, nice refrigerator, so many things. Then he can use that independence in whatever way he wants, because his independence is little more. Why? Because he's not against anything. But the person who is in the jail, he's actually against, because he committed a crime, he committed a mistake. That means what is he doing? He is misusing that independence. Very important. As a person is misusing his independence, what happens? Then he's kept in trouble. Please understand this. He's kept in trouble. That is the whole point of understanding the science of Krishna consciousness is that we should never keep ourselves in trouble. We will be kept in trouble when we are misusing our independence. Actually, through that misuse only we came here into this material world. We were all there in the spiritual world with the Lord, but we misuse that independence. Now we are kept in a dreamlike condition. This is all a dreamlike condition, dear devotees. It is not like you get happiness here continuously. No, no one gets happiness here continuously. Whoever says that he gets happiness here continuously or is getting happiness here continuously is actually cheating himself and cheating the other person whom he is telling. That's the process of cheating because there's no continuous happiness here. There's little happiness. If somebody watches a movie, he gets little happiness. If somebody is doing something, he gets some happiness, but doesn't get real happiness. Real happiness only comes when we give our independence to Krishna fully. That we need to aspire. Hare Krishna. I'd like to stop here because I have a hard stop at 4:30 here my time. Does anyone would like to add anything? Would like to share anything?
Hare
We were yes, Bipul Prabhu. Baldeswar
Prabhu.
Baldeswar Prabhu. Sorry, please.
Thank you for nice inspiration talk. Prabhuji, this Gopi that devotee you're talking about, he came for the metal benefit, right? And even he thought the star stone to get better metal benefit. Then
Mhm.
why Chandra Goswami did the Ahoituki kripa on him?
That's the nature. That's the nature of a pure devotee. The nature of the pure devotee is to transform every jiva. The nature of the pure devotee is to transform every jiva. They do not have any other business in this world. They came here for that business. Because Sanatana Goswami knows. Actually, Srila Prabhupada knows. All these pure devotees, they know that we are we are suffering so much in this world. Because they know there is no happiness or tangibility in this material world. Through that, they would find ways and means to give that, to give the essence of everything. They would actually do that. So their whole business is that mercy. Some people would accept it, some people do not accept it. Not everyone will accept it. Only some will accept it. So they will try to give that to everyone. Just like when Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur, he gave the instruction to Srila Prabhupada. That instruction that was not just given to Srila Prabhupada, so many people. There's a mercy they give. And whoever is accepting, they get benefited. Prabhupada took that as his life and soul. Now we see this mission or movement being created. How? Through that Ahituki, causeless mercy. And then the Gopi was also benefited because he just accepted it. Because what is he doing? He is giving his independence. He's using that independence. Likewise, when we use that independence fully, we will also understand. We will also understand how beautiful this process is. For some, it will take some time. For some, it will take more time. For some, it will take a moment. For Srila Prabhupada, it was a moment. And by me seeing Srila Prabhupada or his followers, some would take it in a moment. It all depends on how we are taking it. So, because that is where the real progress is. Because what are we doing? We are aspiring to give our independence to them. That's an action, but that action we are always checking who is the source for that. As simple as that. That is the whole reason why the karma factor which is there at the end, that depends on the jiva how he is taking it. Because none of the other things are in his control. That is the only thing which is in his control. That free will. Because through that only everything is there. Because how he is using it. Because the spiritual master will tell to everyone, but whoever is taking, they get the benefit. That's what we see in the lives of exalted Vaishnavas. They took it. They took it to the core of the heart. Ramanujacharya was actually finding who can help him, who can guide him. Because he wanted to use, that's an action actually. But what is he doing? He is not using for something else, but rather he is using it to elevate himself in the science of devotional service. We see all the other acharyas also, they have the same notion. Their only business of dealing in this world, their only relationship in this world is what? Is to correct this mentality. So they will use various situations and scenarios for helping the jiva to make to make progress in their life. They're always ready to give that ahituki, aparihata, the causeless mercy. But they will wait and see. They will not see whether this person is favorable or unfavorable. They would just do it. Hare Krishna. Is it okay, Baldev Prabhu? Okay. Hare Krishna. I'll, uh, I'll stop it here.